Yeah. So anyway, what are we doing here? How do we do that? Okay. Hello, everybody. Just real quick, let's get this over with. Um, who's that? Quick. I don't know. I have to check. Waiting on several text messages. I have signed with the Bobby Daughter Racing Team, Xfinity Series. Um, we will maintain our relationship with Big Red. Big Red will be my hauler, my tractor, working for Mr. Bobby Daughter. Um, let's see, how can I put this? I did talk to BJ McLeod, and we actually committed to BJ McLeod. Okay? But please hear me out. The whole time, I'm sitting at the table, and Curtis is there, and uh, Dave was there, and a couple other folks, and they're all going like this. And while I'm talking, I may have been going like that, but I didn't feel like that. Okay? I um what can I say? And so technically I wasn't scheduled to start with Mr. McLeod until after the first of the year. And it just kept it just kept I come to realize that I was trying to make everybody else happy. And I'm getting old and I'm slowing down. And I felt I just needed to downshift a gear. And I think this change is going to be good for me. And I'm going to be working with some old friends. I'm going to be working with some new friends. And it's always a good thing to get new friends. So anyway, 2021, I'm driving for Bobby Daughter. And please forgive me. He's got two teams. I don't know what the number is. Okay? I can't even tell you who drives. Um, Silly season. So anyway, that's it for an announcement. I really wanted to try and make this something special, and I just well, I've been too damn busy with, well, yeah, been helping Mr. Sandler, and towards that end, yesterday would have been a prime example of silly season. Okay, me personally went and talked to Mr. Bobby Daughter, come to an agreement. Went to go talk to Mr. BJ. He wasn't there physically. Um, Ended up calling him on the phone, and at the same time, there had been 5 or 6 people working here that were going back and forth between here and BJ's place, and they magically disappeared, along with a bunch of equipment. And so, you know, yeah, this is Mr. St. Hilaire's place, and he's being very generous and letting me work on my stuff. But everything's changed here now. Okay. Uh, it, it's silly season though, and I'll be honest with you, I'm doing other stuff. I'm trying to get this damn truck. And so anyway, let's we're done talking about that. Let's talk about old Thunder here. Okay. Since the last video, I really haven't been able to focus on the truck because, like I said, I've been helping Mr. St. Hilaire. So last night, okay, and I'm kind of proud of myself on this. Now, yes, this is a 500,000 mile Chevy small block, and it's ugly as sin. Okay, um, but how can I put it? I cut my teeth on these things, and and you don't have to pull it all the way out and put it on an inch stand and send everything out to the machine shop. When it breaks, you fix what's broke, and you keep going down the road. Okay, so anyway, last night we took the exhaust manifolds off. Okay, I've been fretting this. I've been fretting this the entire time. Okay, the exhaust manifolds have been on this engine for 500,000 miles, and essentially most exhaust bolts weld themselves into the heads. And not 9 times out of 10, but the odds of you breaking those bolts are not in your favor. Okay, so for like the past month, anytime I come near this truck, I've been using this product, even though it's a single bolt. I still have usable exhaust bolts. I still have usable exhaust manifolds, and that's good. So far, we've only broke the one bolt right here. And when we get around to pulling it out, we'll show you. All right. We have started disassembling the valve train. Okay, and the valve train. Okay, I see so many guys on the interweb when they disassemble the valve train. Uh, Even when they're rebuilding an engine. Okay. They simply they take all the parts and they just throw them in a bucket. Okay, well here's the thing. These parts have lived together for 500,000 miles. Okay, they are happy in the position that they were in. Okay, if you look at the top of the valves, they are highly polished. Okay, but they also have distinct patterns to them. Okay, all right, and I don't know if y'all can see what I'm talking about, but this one's got a nice little ring in the middle. This one actually almost looks like it has stopped spinning, but anyway, where I'm going is you got to keep, during the disassembly process, you have to keep it organized. Okay, and so here's what I got going on. I found this little box, and yeah, these some of Corey's seat belts came in this box. But we are, as we take the rocker off, we're poking a hole in the box, and then we just slide. Okay, and towards the end. Okay, this is what's called a stud mounted rocker. All right, the rocker actuates a valve. It pivots on the radius here. It pivots on the radius, and that's dirty. It's not wore out. It's just dirty. It pivots on the radius of this ball. Okay, the stud goes through the rocker, the ball, and then a simple lock nut holds it down. Okay, and then the push rod. Okay, this is the push rod, and it actually pushes on one side of the rocker. The rocker rolls over and pushes down on the valve. So anyway, we're keeping them in order and inspecting them as we disassemble them. Okay, and we're gonna leave them nasty till it's time to reassemble them, because they're nice and oily and they won't rust. And so we'll wait until the last minute to clean them up. And so far, we're not finding any real horror stories. I'm really gonna have to do something about this harness. It needs to be Okay, so I left the last two here on this side, and our goal this evening is to get this head off. Okay, and we're very close to it. It's really not, except for all the gack and stuff, but just got to get it disassembled. Then we'll worry about cleaning stuff up. Let's look real quick. Okay, this is what's called the lifter valley. These are your intake ports. That's where the air and fuel goes into the cylinder head. These little holes right here are actually valve lifters. And yes, again, there's a bunch of gack in there. We got to clean that out. All right, but please notice that I have put corks in the drain back holes and in the distributor of the oil pump drive. That's so we don't get all this gack down in the bottom of the oil pan. Okay, so anyway, yeah, so the lifter, there's a camshaft in here. There's a shaft that runs from the oil pump all the way to the front of the engine. There's a chain behind this cover that drives that shaft off of the crankshaft. And each one of those push rods has a lifter, which is down in those holes. It's just another thing that moves the mechanical motion up to the push rod. And the camshaft has what's called a lobe or an eccentric for each individual valve. Okay, as the camshaft spins, that eccentric, imagine an egg that's spinning off center. Okay, and the lifter rides that lobe, and as the lobe comes up, the lifter comes up, the lifter pushes on the push rod, the push rod pushes on the rocker arm, the rocker arm pushes on the valve, and that's how you get your valve motion for the 4-cycle engine. Anyway, there are different technologies to achieve this goal nowadays. F1, I think, actually uses compressed nitrogen or something like that to actuate the valves. There is a company called Koenigsegg, I think, that builds supercars. And if they actuate their stuff with solenoids, I think. So there are ways around it, but this is the more traditional route. Anyway, so just to show you all how I'm doing this. All right, so as we disassemble, I'm actually making a little hole in the box with my X-Acto knife. And here again, this is another tool I've had forever. I used to use this when I built plastic models forever ago. We're going to make a hole for that push rod. And this is going to be cylinder number 8. And it's going to be an intake valve. Alright. So we got the hole marked. And then something else I do is, okay, this is a hydraulic, okay, how can I put it? The stud mounted rocker, that little ball is a pivot point, okay, and the position of the nut determines the position of the ball, and that determines the geometry of all this crap. And when you reassemble it, you want it to be close, okay? The lifters are what are called hydraulic lifters, which means they actually have a piston inside that moves up and down. And once the oil pressure comes up, that piston becomes hard. It becomes hydraulically becomes very firm, and that takes up all of the clearance in the valve train. Well, the thing is you got to get this thing, adjustment of this thing's critical. And so and please understand, I'm anal about stuff like this. I will quite literally count the number of turns it takes for that nut to fall off. And I've got a place to write it down right where I'm storing everything. So when we reassemble it, we'll spin the nut as many times as it took to come off, and we'll be close. All right, once we get the thing running, we're actually going to adjust these while the engine's running, and we'll show you how to do that if I'm not in a rush. Anyway, so we're going to and what I do is I just take, and there's a certain spot on the socket. I'm going to position that pointed right about there, and then we're just going to start counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, hold on. Damn it. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. There it is, 13. 13's close enough. All right. So that nut is off. And I found I got to get those things out of my hand now, otherwise I end up dropping them times. Okay. Now, this PB Blaster is just impressing the hell out of me, so I'm actually, we'll pour it down there, because it actually, there's gack on that stud that'll make it stick. And then we're just going to take a pry bar and pull it off. Okay. Now, Well, we got this in our hand. Okay. We've got that polished surface. And I mean, it looks like a mirror. It's beautiful. Okay. The top of the push rod, where the push rod works, is a ball. And that again is like a mirror in there. Now we're going to take the pivot ball out for a minute. Wipe it off. And what we're looking for, gouges, grooves, and any kind of imperfections that are going to indicate failure. And that is just saved for it's got just a touch, and that might just be gack. All right. Damn it, about the time I turned the camera on. I'll tell you what, she ain't ugly, but she's missing a tooth. I think we're gonna, let's see what the, yeah. For 500,000 miles, I'm not complaining about that. All right, so we're gonna set this over here with the nut. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go blow my nose in a minute. Hold on. Now we're gonna pull the push rod out, and the push rod just pulls out. Okay, and right now you can see all of the gack on here. We're gonna have to clean that off because all this stuff we don't want ending up. Imagine this is plaque in your arteries. Okay, we don't want to knock this stuff off and have it go down into the oil pump, which is your heart. Okay, so we're going to clean all this up, but we're going to inspect the end of the push rod, and you can see that's just a beautiful spherical reflective surface. And we're going to do the same thing. This is the end that goes in the lifter. Okay, and when the engine's running, this thing actually has oil. The lifter, besides doing what I said with the piston, it actually pumps oil up through the push rod, and then there's a hole that corresponds in the rocker, and that's how you lubricate all this stuff. So now we gotta hold this thing up to the sun for a minute, and we can see right through it. You see this hole right here. This tube is hollow. There's another hole right there. And so far, these things have, the inside of them, because the oil is constantly flowing through them, is pristine. So, all right. And what we do, we've already marked where it goes. And we keep the push rod oriented because you want to keep all of these contact surfaces oriented. But then you're just gonna put it right there, drop that right there, and drop that right there. Okay. All right. And at some point, I'm gonna have to get y'all. We don't. I do have a charger in the Geo, but I don't have a long cord for it. Where'd my socket go? Okay. All right. So here we go again. Yeah, this is gonna be fun. And power tools. I might use power tools when I'm assembling stuff. I don't like, if I'd used power tools on all this stuff, I would have broke more than just that one bolt. Coming back, we might use some power tools, but I don't like rushing this kind of stuff. This is my Zen exercise. So one, two, three, four, five. Damn it. And there's six, and it's loose. Ow. Damn it. Seven, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Oh yeah, okay. All right, 13 for that one. And I haven't made a hole for all this stuff yet. Okay, hold on. So, yeah. This one's going to be 8. Exhaust. Yep. Write that number down. And that one. All right. Damn it. Yeah, this blaster. I'm actually. Oh, you piece of. I did it. I did it. I told you I'm going to drop them 3 times. There goes the socket rolling into the rocks. Oh, okay, hold on. All right. So here's the nut. Over on the box. Where's my magnet? Got one of these dooflotchies. Ah, here, watch this. I can see it from right here. It's on the ground. Give me a second. Let's see if we can get it. There it is. There it is. There it is. Keep me from crawling around on my knees. All right. Go ahead and soak that down a little bit. And towards that end. This blaster stuff is awesome. And eventually we're going to have to assemble these valves. And one of the big things is the keepers right there. I'm going to go ahead and hit the top of those. All right. Once again, we're going to visually inspect. Dirty or not, we're just worried about all of the contact surfaces. And the best analogy I can have for you, okay, all right, if you're into square dancing, okay, you know, square dancing is a couple participation type of thing, Okay, but during the dance, everybody dances with everybody. Okay, but imagine the song ending in like the middle of a dance and nobody is with their regular partner. And then you find out, well, you got to go home with whoever you're with now. That wouldn't go over too well, would it? Okay. So anyway, all this, what I'm trying to do is keep everybody in my square dance happy. Okay. All right. This one's beautiful, just like the last one. All right. And we're gonna go ahead and pull this one out. All right. Yeah. What's going on here? Okay. Yeah. This was still full of oil through it, so I tried blowing through it and it just pushed a bunch of oil out. So there you go. And it's beautiful. Y'all still with us? Yeah. Okay. Now, all right. So this is the head. I'm pretty sure we got a blowed head gasket. That is our primary failure. But while we got it apart, we're going to clean everything. And God, there's a bunch of gack on that head. Yeah, and it's been a long time since I've taken the damn, let's see, Chevy. Yeah. Okay. All right. So, believe it or not, there's a bolt down there on the end of my finger. There's actually a bolt there. There's cylinder. The head bolts have to come off so that I can get this damn head off. And this is getting ready to be a wrestling match. And that bracket is still on there. I need to reach back there and make sure there's no wires attached to the head. Got to get this loose. All right. And if I can get the head off without taking that out, which I feel confident I can, then we'll, let's see, what is that? It's probably a 3/8. Hold on. Yeah. Yep, 3/8. All right. Oh, wait a minute. A whole bunch of tools laying here. Let's get these out of the way before I need to get the magnet out again. Yep. Yeah. Let's see if we can make that spin. Yeah. Yeah. It's whatever it's doing. Well, I'm sure it's probably pressed into the block down there. So it's made out of steel, and we can bend it just a hair. And I think we're just going to put this bolt right back in there for right now. So, tell you what, guys, I'm going to put y'all on the charger. Really, God Almighty, damn it! Have I got a charger somewhere? Have I got a brick somewhere? A little brick. Nope, not at the moment. I don't. Damn it. I'll tell you what, though. I can spread Geo around. See what it is there's not much clearance over here between. But if I spin it around and back her up, it's going to be tight, but I don't think it'll be in the way. And then we can, yeah. All right, hold on. Don't hit the building. Don't hit the building. Ow, damn it. Of course. Excuse me. There you go. You're all powered up now. All right. No. Yeah. So what we're going to do now is we're just going to dig into that gack and clean the heads of them bolts off. Just, yeah. Some, ooh, what? Okay, so you're not. Oh, there you are. Okay. I see where you're at now. Okay, for what it matters, all this crap I'm digging through, how can I put it? It's probably my fault. Um, because I run the extended service intervals on my oil changes because every time I turn this thing on, it runs for at least a half hour, which means it gets hot enough. But this is evidence that I need to back off on that distance. Of course, the goofy thing is the left side is a lot cleaner than the right. I mean, it just orders of magnitude cleaner. Let me think about this. Why would that be? Crankcase ventilation. Okay, yeah, so the fresh air goes in on the left and comes out on the right because that's where the PCV valve is. So all of the crankcase vapors have to go through the right-hand cylinder head. And that would explain that. Okay. All right, never mind. Yeah, while I'm thinking about it, hold on. I need to see what all's attached to the back of that head. Here. Let me talk real quick about the exhaust manifolds again. And we'll use the right one just for as an example, okay? When you're dealing with old crap, things can go wrong, all right? And if you're careful, you can avoid those things. So anyway, this is an exhaust manifold off of a Chevy small block with almost 500,000 miles on it. And I managed to not break any of these bolts because I snuck up on them. But you will notice this is the stud. These two are missing. Okay, I lucked up. They didn't break. They spun out. Generally, that's a possibility. So the thing is the nut didn't come loose on the stud, but the stud spun out. So the thing is, we can reuse them. We'll just use them like a bolt and put them right back in. Okay. And another piece of evidence that tells me this is the original engine: no gaskets on the exhaust. And I'm actually thinking about putting them back that way. One thing you got to do though is these manifolds are actually prone to shrinking. And we're going to have to lay a straight edge on them. And if we're smart and remember, we're going to try and bolt these onto the head before we put the head back on the engine. And just, yeah. So you'll notice the diameter of that hole compared to the diameter of these holes. These two holes are small and actually the right size. These are actually out simply because damn things shrink. And I can see where my bolt that I took out actually chewed into that manifold. So this one is going to be a wrestling match to get back on. They make a special tool that you can put right here, and it will physically spread the bolt a little bit. But this thing's cast iron. You don't get too aggressive, it'll break. All right, let's see what we can do about these head bolts. All right, and I have yet to get the manual out. I need to pretty shortly. I'm going to say these things are torqued at about 80 foot-pounds. But that was 500,000 miles ago. So it's not going to surprise me if it takes about 120 to bust them loose. So, and we're going to start in the middle and at least do a spiral pattern as we crack them about a half turn at a time, so that you don't want to have, okay, that once again, cast iron. And you don't want to like unload one end of it and have the other end torqued down. You want to evenly release the pressure. That'll keep you from twisting or breaking things. So we're going to start with this guy. Wait a minute, hold on, I still ain't reached back there. Check this head. Yep, damn it. Why would you do that? Okay. Alright, so there is a ground strap attached to this cylinder head on the back. Yep, that's the only thing physically holding it. That I can see. And that thing is attached to a stud on the firewall. Okay. So it's going to be easier to take that off of the stud on the firewall. And once we get the thing out, we'll take the ground strap off. I hope that's a stud. Should. So, let's see, that's not on the engine, that's on the body, that's probably metric. It's not a 10. Oh, my little pastry. I forgot about my little pastry. Where did I get you? What? Oh. 10. Let's try an 11. Yep. Metric and 11. Alright. So. Where is it? Pretty sure I got a 1/4 inch extension around here. Poo. I know I've got one somewhere. See. Here, wait. seen it. Put it aside for right now, so we'll just have to use an adapter. Yeah, at some point, yeah. Come on, baby. Don't. Come on. Almost there. Almost there. Damn you. Good Lord, what is that nasty noise? Don't lose the nut. So there are two ground straps on the stud. We're going to put the one back on there and reinstall the nut. It don't have to be tight yet. Alright, now the only thing holding this pig in is head bolts and gasket traction. So, 1, 2, 3, yeah. I'm gonna start right here. If we can find the damn thing. Right, there it is. Don't get that angle yet. Get down there. Yep. One more. This really feels like I'm getting ready to punch shit. I don't like bleeding. That just ain't. fighting that thing very well. Yep. Man, this shit is caked and hard. Okay. So if that's the case, a little bit of aggression might be in order. And now I think about it, the 3/8 spark plug socket probably ain't beefy enough. We're going to go with this guy. And come on. There, and there's my 1/4 inch extension. Yeah, let's see about this. Get my hands up out of all the gack. There we go. There you go. All right. So let's see. We'll go about a 1/4 turn on that. Okay. And let's go clockwise. So we're gonna go from there, right there. Don't like that. Okay. All right. 1, 2, 8. Here. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna need a shorter extension that I don't have with me. I'm gonna have to go look in the shop here. I'll be right back. Wait a minute. Where'd my damn flashlight go? The switches for where the tools are 40 yards on the other side of the room. Take a flashlight instead. right there, right? So I just did that one. So now we're going to go to this one. Except I'm pushing, not pulling. Hold on. Make this a little happier. This is, I like my 6-point sockets because they don't round the heads of bolts off, but occasionally you got to mess with them to get a good angle. But I would prefer to do that instead of rounding the heads of the bolts off. All right. Come on. That's- All right. So. Quarter. Okay. So where am I? Let's see. Started. Okay. And this one's asking for no dam extension. Either that or we'll hit it with a deep well socket if I got my goddamn deep well sockets. Of course I don't have my deep well sockets. Yep. Yep. Alright, so try her like this. Get here. No, 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 no. Yeah, right in the middle of the studs. I need a deeper socket. And Siemens experience has proved that they're not too overly tight. We're going to go ahead with that damn 5/8 spark plug socket. Here we go. Okay. Yep. Yep. There we go. About a quarter. There you go. All right, so. Dum 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 dum. All right. I keep wanting to pull on this thing. Yeah. Okay. All right. So now we'll put this back in play. Yeah, not quite. Come bunch of stuff in the way here. Gotta get to it somehow. Yeah. And of course, there, yeah. Alright. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get aggressive here. Oh. About a quarter. Which one was that? Which one? That was that one. So, done that one. So now we're going to do this one. All right. Just need that one and that one. Oh. We've already done this one. Yep. Okay. So it's this one's turn. Okay. About a quarter. And yeah, already got you. All right. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Getting really hard to reach back here. Bunch of crap in the way. I gotta really just need a short damn. Needs to be, where'd that short extension go? There it is. Although it's not short, it's shorter. That one. All right. me see here. There we go. Next one, or yeah, should have already done this one. Just double check. Maybe not. No. Okay. Yep, that's the last one. Okay. Well, that's the last one for this trip around. Alright, y'all laugh all you want. It's been 30 years since I've done this. There was a time I did this probably once every 2 or 3 weeks when I worked at the Chevy dealerships. Alright. So we just got that one. And once we get them all cracked, we'll just spin them all out. So it'll speed up here in a minute. That one. Yeah, that's getting deep there. Alright. May have to put a damn extension on there, and I really don't. Oop. Although it was short, it'd be a little stiffer. Getting ready to find out how tough Stanley short extensions are. Well, that worked. Okay. This one's buried in a bunch of gack. Yeah, can't even. I mean, look at what just happened to that socket. I got to dig that one out. I missed it. So, jack. And also we can do this. Maybe. Except for that. Just drive it down through the gack. Yeah, still don't feel good. Of course, now this thing's full of gack. Now, light. No. Nifty little Craftsman rechargeable flashlight. It's getting dark. Yeah. Where is it? That one's right in line with that valve. Ah, there it is. I can't see nothing. AC's in the way. One more time. That out of the way. Oh, that shit's in the way. Because it's going to end up there anyway. All right. There. Yeah. Come on, get on there. There we go. Oh. Okay. Now that we got everything loose, we've got all the bolts cracked, we can just spin them out. I think that rates a cigarette. And an apple Danish with cold coffee. All right. These things are so wrong. Alright, I'm gonna spin y'all and get to where I can see y'all. Hello! Oh, Matt. Green Light Racing. Yeah, that's Bobby Daughter. I'm sorry. Yep. Truck driver. Hello. Patrick Carnes. Hello. Rhett Fink. Hello. And Sarah Straw. Is that the Swedish national flag? Maybe. Not sure what I'm seeing there. And Sarah's in Michigan. Okay, never mind. Disrespect that. And, okay, we'll just call you Thug. Hello. Rap Fink. Racing King. Hello. West Breeden. Hello. John Z. Yeah, I need to give John a call. Doug Contra. Hello. Steven Cicero. Hello. Matt. Yeah, Curtis is staying with Jay. All right. Let's see. We're gonna go back to the bottom here. Jimmy T. Hello. Tommy Wills. Hello. I'm not sure I'm understanding that last word there, Matt. Refrench. And best I can tell, American Pie. Let's see. A long, long time ago, I can still remember how that music used to make me smile. And I knew if I had the chance that I could make those people dance, even if just for a little while. February made me shiver with every paper I delivered. Bad news on the doorstep. I couldn't take one more step. Don't remember if I cried when I read about his widowed bride. Something touched me deep inside the day the music died. Yeah, that one. So bye, bye, Miss American Pie. Drove my Chevy to the levee, but the levee was dry. And good old boy, drinking whiskey and rye, singing this'll be the day that I die. This'll be the day that I die. Helter skelter in a summer swelter. Something about a fallout shelter, 8 miles high and falling fast. I just thought about something. There is a 40-year-old air ratchet in the truck. I haven't put air to it in 20 years. We're gonna get this head off. Of course, that means I gotta turn on that noisy ass compressor. Be right back. that thing before I spin it for the first time in 20 years, but I don't want to put that blaster in there because it'll probably attack the damn air hose. Couple of drops of Marvel pistol. Valve work. That one's got a sealant on it. Means it probably goes into the damn coolant there. Yep. Got coolant coming out of this. Alright, we're gonna do something about that. Forgot about that. So because of the angle that the engine is mounted in the chassis of the truck, there's still about a gallon of coolant in the block. And the thing is I remember you bust them heads loose, the back couple of cylinders fill up with the damn coolant. And I never liked that. Okay. You don't want coolant getting down into the oil pan. Okay, coolant, from what I understand, attacks bearing surfaces. It quite literally, yeah, for some reason. So, yeah. And I got a big puddle under the truck. So before we actually, we're going to take all the bolts out, but before we bust the head loose, we're going to use that blow gun to try and blow as much coolant as we can out the bolt holes instead of letting it fall into the block. Alright, so for what it matters, these extensions I'm using, these are old school impact extensions, and instead of having a ball, they've got a pin. Okay, and that pin provides you with a much more positive retention, because when you gotta, there's a big, how can I put it, when you extensions and you're working with an impact, shit starts bouncing around. But the thing is it takes more time to put these things together than a conventional extension. But once you get them together, they don't come apart. The socket will come off because it's not an impact socket. It doesn't hold to correspond. Now I can smell nitromethane. But that wall right there on the other side, they're building motorcycle and Legends race car engines. So that's what all that noise is. They're dynoing either a motorcycle or a Legends engine. Two more. I don't know if y'all have ever smelled nitromethane, but for me, it smells like the best steak you've ever eaten. So let's just look at this real quick. Oh, losing you. Hold on. Anyway, we're trying to get that coolant out of the block before we bust the head off. Otherwise, it's just going to fall right in the cylinder. Oh, y'all still here? Yeah, okay, so here we go. Now, are y'all gonna stay there? Alright, so we got a nice convenient stud right here. Alright, the thing is that cylinder head gasket has been there since 1991. And even though we've got all the bolts out, it's not gonna fall off. Okay, and I just wanted to show you, all right, once we get this thing loose, this thing weighs 40 to 50 pounds, okay? And so a little trick I'm getting ready to show you. There's really nothing, there's no handles on this thing, right? And don't forget, we're trying to keep everything in order. But I'm going to put a handle right here and right here. Okay, so what that means is that's intake. not only is it getting dark, but it's getting cold. Let me get this thing off. I think we're going to call it a night. Alright, so this tool right here is one of the earliest tools. I'm not saying it's the first, but this is a Snap-on product. I bought this off the truck at least 30 years ago. Snap-on number 2050. And a lot of people think this is a specialized mechanics tool. This is, in fact, I've seen movies of people working on the high iron, okay, skyscrapers. This is the tool that those guys used back before there was a Snap-on Products company, and back before there was any specialized mechanical tools. Okay, this is originally used, that I can see, in the construction of skyscrapers. Anyway, some people call it a lady slipper because it looks like a leg with a foot. And anyway, here's what we're going to do with it. We're going to grab right at the base of that stud. There you go. All right. So we just busted that part loose. And there's a couple of dowel pins that, so I mean, it's not going to fall initially, but we got to get it loose before we try picking it up. So, and we also got to realize that we're dealing with finely machined surfaces. Okay, so I put that pry bar on this spot here and on this stud, but these are not the sealing surfaces of the head, so I'm really not too concerned about that. But we don't want to damage the bottom of the head or the top of the block. So I really want to see that wiggle a little bit more before I go, because this sumbitch is heavy, and I haven't been doing my lately. I don't want to wedge anything between them, but there's no way to grab the back. Let's just try this. Here we go. Come on. Yeah. They were heavy back when I used to do this. Come on. Let go. Let go. Let go. Here we go. Ah! Ow. Ow. Let go. All right. There you go. All right. Now, so now we can look and do some forensics here. Here. Let's see if we can get this to work. Alright, so all dirty nasty, right? Okay, I can understand that. But if you were with us when we did the initial diagnosis, this cylinder and this cylinder were low on compression. Okay? You see that gasket mating surface there? And how we ripped the gasket? This is actually, anyway, you can see where that gasket was still contacting the block. Look here. It's just open between those two cylinders. And then that one, the gasket was still there. All right, so God almighty. Hold on. All right. Sorry about that, guys. And then, look at this. Nice gasket. Ugly gasket. Nice gasket. Ugly gasket. Blowed head gasket right there. Now, thing is, okay, we're going to disassemble this head. We're going to clean the valves, okay? Because we need valve guide seals. So we're gonna get all this shit cleaned up. We're gonna change the valve guide seals. While we're changing the valve guide seals, but we're also gonna do a complete inspection on all this crap. But that's gonna be tomorrow. All right. So. Yeah, that's good. And then also we're gonna start cleaning up that valley. We're gonna clean the tops of the pistons, which don't look that bad. And actually, I've been running a bunch of decarbonizing crap through them, so they'll clean up pretty easy. I mean, there really ain't that much on there. But we also gonna have to look at them real hard. We still gotta check for the crosshatch in the cylinders and clean up the ridge. And by clean up, I mean just we're not gonna de-ridge it, but we're gonna get all that shit clean. You gotta get it clean before you can put it back together. All right, that's good. That makes me feel better. But I'm gonna be honest with you. If I'm doing this one, I'm gonna do that one too. Okay. If we were in a rush, and we are getting pressed for time, but I'm just one of those guys where if this one failed, that one's not far behind. So we're gonna have. Oh yeah, what a mess. All right, where'd I put your dooflotch? Here it is. All right, we need to get y'all plugged back in before we lose you. It is getting chilly. I'm gonna have to put another layer back on. All right. Down in Daytona, I had a chance to talk to him during the Turkey Rod Run, and I mean, he went straight to the head gasket. I should have. Yeah. Okay, so let's get our handles back where they need to be. Put that thing over, but I don't want to lay it on the concrete. That finally machine surface I'm talking about. I just don't want to be handling that dirty, nasty thing yet. Guess I might as well clue you in on my science project. Okay, part of cleaning this shit involves, if you're familiar with mechanicing, of course, that damn compressor. I got a hot tank I made. That's my valve cover. The first one we took off. It's just a little hot plate, a tub, water. Yeah. And that's how you get all that crap off. Okay.
You know, it would help. Okay, it's plugged. It's on.
I gotta go get some more water for that thing. I'm gonna be a couple of minutes because I'm using hot water out of the sink instead of cold water out of the hose. All right, and some words of caution about this hot tank. Okay. Um. Yeah, I'm using drain cleaner. All right, and that's nasty stuff. Don't get it on your skin. Don't get it in your eyes. You will go to the doctor. Okay. Um. How can I put it? You rarely see these things anymore. Okay. The machinist profession. It used to be a common thing. Used to be a common thing in just garages at the gas station, and they were big. They'd be like 200 and 300 gallons. You can drop a whole engine block in there. Anyway, um, don't do this at home. All right. And something else, like I said, it was a science experiment. That was the first valve cover that we took off a couple of days ago. I put it in last night. I didn't do anything to it. I didn't scrape it. I didn't, or anything. But since then, the idea is I'm going to start hosing the parts down with this. Okay, the penetrating oil, and agitating them a little bit. I'm going to let them sit and soak with this before I put them in there. Hoping that might expedite. Tell you what, guys, I don't mean to be rude, but I got to stop talking. And it's getting dark. So, I mean, if y'all want to just sit here and watch me schlep shit around, fine. But, oh, let me go turn this damn compressor off. Alright, you're all probably wondering why in the hell am I not inside the shop? I consider Mr. Archie St. Hilaire extraordinarily generous to let me have this little space. B, even though he's not racing anymore, he's doing things in the shop. And I don't want to be taking up space that's causing people, I don't want to be in anybody's way and delay their actions to get a paycheck. And B, it's a mess. And I don't want to be making a mess in Archie's stuff. Alright, just shut up. Alright, so once again, our organization system. These are the right hand head bolts, and this is bag number 12. Essentially, all I got to do is go through the bags in reverse order to rebuild the engine. There's no dumping coffee cans on the bench and sorting bolts. They're identified and in order. So plus we got them in a shoebox, so that helps. Alright, I gotta put another layer back on back here. Hold on. See if I can do this without knocking y'all off. Alright, hold on. Take this off. Put this back on. Because it is. This temperature's dropping dramatically. And all this crazy SOB, I was watching something this morning. He was living in a tent. Okay, and I mean, he was camping. But it was 30 below zero where he was camping. I think I'd find someplace else to camp. Eventually that thing will stop making noise. That it's on a timer. And what that does is it helps keep the moisture out of the air, out of the compressed air system, and so it's got a place where it accumulates moisture, and every once in a while it goes, and you can hear it. It's well, yeah. Eventually, that thing, the pressure will drop, and it'll stop it. So. Where's my flashlight? Here's this one, but this ain't the one I'm looking for. I bet you I took it in when oh, there it is. Damn. It was a snake. If it was a snake, yeah. Actually, this one lives in here. Alright, so. All the gack. Now this, that. Alright. We're gonna carry that head inside, but I gotta make a bed for it so that we're not dripping oil all over the ground. And then we're going to take the rockers off and put the rockers back on the little stand we made. So once again, all right, so there's that ground strap. We're gonna have to get that off. All right, but I just wanted to point out, oh, did we break that? Yeah, we broke that. All right. Little spark plug holder wire. You just get you a couple of rocker arms and screw them back on the stud. There you go. So here's the rocker arm off of 4. I'll put it right back here. Get the rocker arm off of 6. Okay, and so tomorrow all this valve train stuff is going in the hot tank. And what we're going to do, okay, is we'll just take a piece of safety wire, stainless steel wire, and put it through the push rod. And that will loop it through the push rod and tie it together. And then you can just drop it in the hot tank as an assembly, and everything stays together, and the whole idea is to reassemble the engine just as it come apart, as far as these wear items are concerned, because they are wear items, but these are serviceable, and as long as we keep them with their partners, okay, remember the square dance, you keep these with your partners, they'll go on forever. So this there. All right. So we need to start. All right, let's get all our parts. So, here again, this is one head. This is the right hand cylinder head. And, well, here, where are you? Here you are. Okay. And all you do, I write down, that's 2 exhaust, 2 intake, 4 intake, 4 exhaust, 6 exhaust, 6 intake, 8 intake, 8 exhaust. Okay? And then like I did before, I counted the turns on the nuts that hold them down. Okay? We're not replacing the camshaft, we're not replacing the lifters, we're not replacing any of this. So we get those numbers close. Okay, now when you put it back together though, you do want, how can I put it? I'm going to go through the firing order. Okay. So so that just just because you'll be able to, I'll be able to feel all this stuff as I'm putting it back together. But that's going to give me a ballpark to get to. Okay. And yeah, tomorrow we're simply going to take and run a wire through the push rod, twist the ends together, and then toss the entire assembly in the hot tank. Okay. But we're going to make an effort, and we're not just going to make an effort. We're going to make sure that they stay in order when we do that. And towards that end, I actually have something. I've got a little wire basket that's about the size of this box, and we'll probably just poke them in there in that wire basket, and they'll stay in order. So. Here, tell you what. Oh, if I can find a better place. Y'all still here? First of all, I've been sitting here babbling at you. Y'all still here? Yeah, I think you are. Okay. All right. Some of these are shop tools, and I do not want to get them mixed up with my shit. So I had this. And this extension. These are the shop tools I borrowed today. This is the wire I'm talking about. Okay, this is, what is it? This is, I think it says 40 thous. This is aviation grade safety wire. We use this on the race cars, certain nuts and bolts. You drill a hole in it, in the bolt. You put this wire through it, and you use. Anyway, we're going to use it for something else. One of these days I'll give you all a toolbox tour. Okay, you got to understand these are not these little tote boxes. Okay, those are just for when I need to move tools Um, I was a diesel mechanic before I started all this racing crap. I've got several professional boxes full of tools. Yep, hold on, hold on. Yep. Look at this. Finally. That quarter extension. And the proper 3/8 extension for this kit. So that kit is 100% again. Very good. Oh, ow. get the charging wire for the damn flax. Listen. It's about time for the coyotes to start. And yes, we're in Mooresville, North Carolina, and we have coyotes. Listen. This thing's heavy. Back in. There's probably dogs you're hearing right now, but eventually you'll hear some coyotes. This one's got its own wheels, so. Grr. Getting close. Getting close. So one thing we're going to do before we disassemble that cylinder head is leak check the valve. Okay, we'll flip the head over so that the mating surface of the gasket is horizontal this way and this way, And then we're going to fill the combustion chambers up with a solvent or gasoline, just some kind of a liquid, and walk away. And we'll come back in about 10 minutes, and if all of them are still at the same level, then those valves are sealing, and we're not going to mess with refacing them or any of that yah. And from what I could see, they look promising. None of the valves have, none of the seats have regressed. I guess it looks promising. Damn it. Yeah. Yeah, almost. Yeah. All right. That's it. That needs to go inside. Whoop, the hose. Hold on. What is today? Today is Saturday. Okay, so y'all still here? All right, let's step inside for a second. I'll show you some stuff. All right. Here, let's just do this. All right. Let's just talk about tools. Okay. There's still 18 of you. All right, very good. I ain't talking to myself. This is a machine called a Rotec. Okay, and what it is it's a sheet metal punch. Okay, so this lever actuates, if you see that piston going down right there. Actually, piston might not be a good word, but each one of these positions here, this whole thing spins. Okay, and I don't mean physically when it's working. Each one of these stations is a different size or shaped hole. Okay, and you slide a piece of sheet metal in there, and then you pull the lever, and it punches a hole into your sheet metal. And this right here is the pieces that it knocks out of the sheet metal. Okay, so, and that one's broken. So, but you've got 1/4 inch, 5/16, and there's also, you know, reminders that you need to make sure everything's lined up and locked. Okay, but this is how, rather than a drill, let's see, what is it? A Whitney punch. If you're familiar with a Whitney punch, which is an inexpensive handheld version of this, you'll understand how it works. All right, so that's the Rotec. We call it a Rotec. All right, now, this is a bead roller. We call this a bead roller. Okay, it's a simple thing. This is actually a product of Mittler Brothers, MB, and you have a sewing machine in motor with the gear situation, and then the sewing machine. There, hold on. And anyway, once again, you hit the gas, and these particular dies right here will simply put a step in that sheet metal. Okay, so what else we got? Well, obviously floor jack, and then this is the proverbial English wheel. Okay, and here again, sheet metal. Okay, and you have different sized wheels, the crest on these wheels, and you put sheet metal in there and you rock it back and forth, and you can make a flat piece of sheet metal into a fender. This is called an English wheel. And then that's a hydraulic press. How can I put it? There's a YouTube channel called Hydraulic Press. Check it out. You'll understand that. All right. So anyway, that was just a quick tool tour. And here we are right now as far as my mess. All that crap we just had outside. And tomorrow we'll get after it again. Guys, thanks for hanging out. We're going to go ahead and end this. And Let's all be good to each other. Let's count ourselves blessed. And let's see, don't lose that. I'm thinking 3 or 4 more days, and and there again, if I did it for a living, this would be like not even a 2-day job. Okay, but it's my personal equipment. I haven't done this in about 20 years. I'm not rushing. Okay, so anyway, let's be good to each other. It's a beautiful night out, moon's out. It's just chilly. Let's all be good to each other. In 3, 2,